I said, nobody wants to hear that. That's boring. He says, no, everybody's here trying to figure out how to do this gluten thing. You have to tell something. So we honed it down to, and this sounds terrible, but the 4 F's. And so the family was first. And when you say that, I was just a small kid, and my stomach always hurt. Yeah, I never remembered a moment when my stomach didn't hurt. I'd wake up in the morning, my stomach was already hurting, and no matter what I ate, it hurt. And there came a point where my mother, who really didn't like it complaining, and I didn't know I was trying not to, she'd say, that's it, I've had it, I don't want to hear one more word about a stomach ache, we're going to the doctor. And I said, oh no, I'm sure I'll be better by tomorrow, you know. And she said, no, that's it, I can't take any more of this. And I thought, gee, I didn't even know I was complaining, but obviously I was speaking up because I thought about it most all the time. It always hurt. So, you know, then we were on the path of, okay, what's wrong? And as you've probably read, and a lot of you know, you end up pretty much diagnosing yourself, that the doctors can't figure it out, and they'll say there's nothing wrong. And of course, you know, the test, and of course this was many years ago before they knew much about celiac disease, and the doctors did the test for ulcers, and you know, it's like 4th grade, and so I'm thinking, how could you have an ulcer that early in life? But that didn't get it, and then we started the process of eliminating foods. They said, don't drink milk, don't eat any dairy. Okay, didn't make any difference. Okay, now don't, and before long my mom said, we'd go back. The dairy didn't seem to be any, okay, don't eat corn, no corn. So finally she says, that's it, we're just going to do this ourselves. What are they going to tell us next week? So after quite a few weeks of eliminating foods, we got down to wheat. And she's reading labels, and we're spending hours in the grocery store reading labels. And so when we got to wheat and we took that off the list, it was just a few days, and I began to feel like I'd never felt before. That was thrilling. I felt so good. I felt like I could just do anything. And so that was the beginning of finding out the gluten was the thing I couldn't eat. But it was difficult for my family because, you know, I'm having to eat certain things and they couldn't eat it, and I'm sure that you're finding that too, that how do you find ways to fix foods that everybody wants to eat when one of them can't eat bread and can't eat pasta? And so that's something that you have to kind of look at, and there's ways to make it easier, and we've got so many more choices now with foods out there that are gluten-free, and like Bisquick. What a wonder that is, that you can go and you can buy a box of Bisquick and make up some biscuits, and you can eat them, and they taste good, and they don't hurt your stomach or whatever else you have that hurts when you eat gluten. So there's hope on the horizon, and people that are just now discovering they can't eat it. There are ways to eat really well and enjoy life and enjoy food and not feel too cheated that you're not eating exactly what anybody else is eating. Nope, they didn't find it. We had figured it out ourselves. They did not find it. I don't even know if there was a test for it when I was 9 years old. I'm not sure they had it. All they did was eliminate foods. But it is frustrating, like I said, but this class, I hope, is going to give us all hope that it's not impossible and it can actually be a good thing. And you don't have to feel like you've been cheated, that actually you can feel like you're in the privileged group by not eating that stuff that hurts your stomach. And I think it strengthens our faith to know that we are in this together, and that maybe this is, as we've talked, that maybe this is a good thing, that whether you're gluten intolerant or not, maybe gluten is not necessarily a good thing for your body. And the more we're studying this, the more we're realizing probably nobody wants to eat as much as we do. Like you're finding in your pantries, everything in there's got gluten in it. A little bit is not so bad, but if you're eating it in everything you eat, it's difficult for your body to process it. So, and I don't see why it has to be in the food. You know, food can be really tasty without it in there. Why do we have gluten in everything that we want to buy in the store, in a box or a can? So I think all of us together, we can make a difference to change a few things. And then, and the future is the last of those. We had family, frustration, faith, and future. And the future it's bright, and we can do this. And by sharing and being creative. I found that that's the best part, is to be creative, because there's plenty of food out there that's very tasty that you can eat, and you can combine it together and make wonderful things. And I'm just cheering us on, because I know that we can all do this. And that's my story.